Blog Talk Radio.
You know what time it is? Time to hang out with Mr. Coop. With Mr. Coop I, with Mr. Coop I, with Mr. Coop I. Get the latest scoop. From Mr. Coop I, from Mr. Coop I, from Mr. Coop I. Mr. Coop. With Mr. Coop I, with Mr. Coop I, with Mr. Coop I. Get the latest scoop. From Mr. Coop I, from Mr. Coop I.
Right, guys, welcome to the Big Scoop with Coop. I'm your host, Coop. Guys, season 3, of course, is still going on strong. Please make sure you go by my website, www.bigscoopwithcoop.com. You can catch all the latest episodes from season 1 all the way up to right now. Guys, also, just make sure you check out my Twitter page. That will be twitter.com/ MCOOP317. Also, make sure you check me out on Facebook, facebook.com/ The Big Scoop with Coop. And also, you can just Google me and you will actually see the show. Well, hear the show live also, guys. So, just to let you know today, today's guest is going to be a great one. This guy I'm going to introduce to you in a second. He's actually been in quite a few movies. He's also has been inside of a movie that's called Fill the Void. This actually won 7 Israeli Academy Awards, guys. I mean, that's a big deal right there. When you can actually win something that big, if you're in that movie and you're part of a movie that wins that many Academy Awards, that's really amazing when you can pat yourself on the back. I mean, it's great things that's happening with this guy. Also, if you have any friends, families, associates, haters, it doesn't matter. Tell them to tune in right now on the Big Scoop with Coop, because this right here is going to go big, guys. This show right here, I think it's the 13th episode right now for season 3, and it's still going strong. I mean, it's a lot of entertainment that's coming through, guys. So, guys, make sure you do tune in. And you know what? I'm not going to even keep running off on the mouth. I'm going to actually introduce my guest today. Once again, he has been in the movie Fill the Void and won 7 Israeli Academy Awards. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Mr. Ido Samuel. Welcome to the show. Hello, Mr. Samuel, are you there?
Hey, yes, I'm here.
All right. Welcome to the show. It's good to have you on the show. I was telling everyone about the movie Fill the Void, how, you're doing big things right now in the movie industry, and I want to congratulate you for everything you have done, starting off in your career right now, and so much more you have coming on to you in your career. So I want to say congratulations first and foremost.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Now, also, Mr. Samuel, just to let you know, on this show, we always talk about how you started in your career, your success, give advice on how to get into your career, and much more. So people that's listening worldwide right now, they're a fan. They love it. So when did you realize that you wanted to become an actor?
I remember the moment. It was, I think, when I was about in the 2nd grade. I was a very chubby boy with crooked teeth and very shy, and didn't do too much noise. And I remember my mother used to work in an hotel, and they used to have every holiday they bring performances for all the kids of the employees. So one time they brought a magician, and the magician wanted to do a trick, and he asked for a volunteer, and he took me without me even pulling out my head and requesting to be there. So I just came, and then he started this trick, and I started to perform, and I started to do a lot of stuff that he didn't even ask me to, and I started to get this rush and adrenaline. I don't know where it came from, and I saw all the people in the crowd were cheering me, the musician like took a step back and let me just perform and do stuff, and I don't know where it came from, and I felt like this kind of like rush and a feeling that like I'm home, like when I'm performing, and I think that's ever since then I tried to perform as much as I could, and it helped me overcome like my shyness and like all my fears and work really hard toward it.
Wow. So at a young age, you didn't have like a nervous bone in your body when you was up there performing? Because, you know, people that's young, they're... go ahead.
Yeah.
What else?
Yeah, can you hear me? Say it again?
Oh, yes, I was saying people that's young at that age, they're really nervous. A lot of kids are nervous to do some type of performance in front of people. So, I mean,
for sure, I
just that you had
know where it came from. Like, I used to be really, really, I think I am still a little bit, like in real life, sometimes really shy. But for some reason, like every time I feel like I'm performing or there's a crowd, there's like this other personality comes towards me, like really confident and really want to perform and like entertain people. I don't know how to explain it.
Wow. And, you know, I congratulate you because I know when I was younger, I wouldn't mind getting in front of some people, but, you know, I probably did like a large crowd just a handful of times when I was a kid. And I think I'm using that loosely, saying a handful. But, I mean, you came up and you said you felt like you was at home. I mean, that should have told you right there, yes, you're destined to do what you're doing today. And that's the reason why you had the success, because I got a feeling if you were at too much of a nervous stage in your body, you probably would have carried that on all the way around. And, hey, you would have been an actor today. So, I mean, that's just my opinion, and I believe, like I said, you did it. You feel great about it, and that's good. Now, you know, let me ask you this question now. When we heard about how you started off, now you actually stepped foot into the movie industry. Did you have any mentors, you know, that help you through your acting career to get you started off on your feet?
Yeah, for sure. Right after I finished the army, like in Israel, it's a mandatory thing to do like 3 years of the army. So you need to wait with your acting career. You know, in the U.S., I see people like finishing high school and straight away starting to act. So in Israel, we need to do 3 years of the army. Only then we started our lives. So right after I finished the army, I started taking a lot of acting workshops and acting classes like all over Israel. But one teacher stood out for me. Her name was Liat Bai, and I took her. She was teaching acting in front of a camera. I can say like she's really built me to be the actor that I am. She taught me everything I know about acting, about like the actor's life, and she helped me like also when I didn't have a lot of money like to pay for her. Like I used to work as a waiter a lot in Israel to make a living, and sometimes didn't have money to pay for her. So she believed in me so much. She said like a lot of times, if you don't have money to pay me, it's okay. Just like remember to thank me when you win an Oscar. That's all I'm asking is a payment. So to have someone who believes in and you see that she doesn't do it even for the money, just for the pleasure of teaching. So we're still in contact. Like I studied with her like I think 7 years ago, and we're still in contact. She's still in Israel teaching, but she still like every time I need advice or something, I go to her. So yeah, she's someone that's really important in my life.
Nice. And the good thing is you're still in contact with her. So it wasn't one of those things where I will help you get big and then I disappear, or I'm too big for you now. You're still in contact with her, and that's how a true friendship or a true mentor and mentee should be. So that's good.
Yeah.
Big shout out for that right there, actually getting you to the stage where you're at. Now, did you feel like when you first started getting mentors that did it feel like it was overwhelming, where you was at a point where you was like, I can't do this? Did you ever have that moment?
Oh, yeah, sure. It's not like acting-wise I can't do it. You know, the life of the actor can be so hard and so tough, and sometimes the competition can get really ugly, and you can be around like people who are not very supportive, and people try to bring you down when you're starting to get success. And I've had a lot of like these dark moments in the career. Luckily, people like Liat, like my teacher and my family, like my grandmother, people told me always to use, like, you go through a lot as an actor, especially when you're just starting, horrible things, and just to use everything that you go through and put it all in the acting. Every time you feel like someone's trying to bring you down, just be better to prove them wrong. Like, just use it as a fuel. And so that's what I try to do. Every time I feel like someone's, like, not supportive and, like, not trying to bring me down, to bring them up or something like that, I try to use this as fuel and be even better and better and better. And, I hope I will succeed.
Nice, and I see that's great advice right there, because if you keep listening to negative comments and you absorb it in, you're going to start believing what the naysayers are saying. And with you, that's great. It shows that you're saying, someone says you can't do this, and you're like, I want to one-up you. I want to do this, and I want to do it better than what you ever think I can do it. And I think that's right there, that attitude helps you get to the next spot in life. I mean, not even for acting. If you have a business out there, if you're doing anything, if you run into a bunch of negativity, if you just turn it around just like that, I mean, the positive will always outweigh the negative at the end. So that's great right there. Now, let me ask you this, Ido. Now, do you, with acting and watching movies, I know there's two different things when you're being in one and you're sitting on your couch watching one. But do you have a favorite genre of movies in acting and just watching, or is it all the same?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of foreign films, even though I'm coming from a foreign country, from the U.S., but like French films, like European films, they're really like a work of art. Like, every time I watch them, like movies like Irreversible or Enter the Void or Rust and Bone, I feel it's like what movies are about, just like great acting, great storytelling, and the way they tell stories, like, they don't try to redo stuff that's been done before. They try to invent the wheel every time, like something new, something you don't expect. Like the last movie that just won for the best foreign film in the Oscar, Son of Saul. It's like, I think it's so amazing because they're telling a story in a way that you wouldn't think about the general way to see a movie. It's like it's inventing something and it's getting you excited about films, and that's what I love. That's the kind of genre that I love. Also, I'm a big fan of Tim Burton and his style of movie, like dark, weird movies, like over the top. But so that's also kind of my dreams, to be in kind of movies like that, playing like a big, weird character, like Edward Scissorhands, something like that. So that's also a big dream.
Hey, I think you need to go on and talk to someone and bring a sequel out for Edward Scissorhands too. I mean, we haven't seen one of them in a
I will die to it. Of course, I would love to do it. Yeah.
You got to invite me on stage, on set, whenever you do it. I believe you can pull it off. If you ever do it, you got to invite me on set, because I want to see the scissors. I really do want to hand.
Yeah.
I got to see it.
Yeah.
Now, talking about foreign movies, and I want your opinion on this. Why do you feel that, or why is it not feeling, because it's a natural fact, why do people that's outside the United States, they show more art in their movies compared to inside the United States? I mean, I don't understand. I like foreign movies myself, and because it's like they are dragging you into the story. You feel like you can be part of the story, compared to just with the United States, it's a bunch of shoot 'em up, bang, bang, repeated things, just different actors. So why do you feel that overseas that they will actually put more into it than in the United States?
Yeah, I agree. But I think like a lot of the independent films in the U.S. are more similar to the foreign films. But when it comes to the studios, unfortunately, they try to make money more than they try to make art most of the times, and they try to remake stuff that made money before. And I think there's so, like, living in Hollywood, I meet so many screenwriters with beautiful scripts and like beautiful stories to tell, and it's very hard for them to tell their story because people here, the big people in the studios, just want to sell tickets. That's what they're looking for. So if one studio does like this big Avengers movie, the other studio needs to do also a superhero movie, and they're all like trying to do what sells. Let's remake the Never-Ending Story, and let's remake other films that made money before, instead of just trying to make something new and make people like fall in love with something new, and let the stuff that's been done before have its respect and just make something new. So I think when the money is an issue, then people don't care about art so much and just care about selling tickets, and that's the main problem. And I think they should have like trust in the people and the viewers that they can appreciate art and want to see stuff and not just like action and visual effects all the time. When they still have the respect and people do enjoy it, but most of the people the stories, the news stories.
So true. And Hollywood, you're right. Hollywood is more of main priority money maker, and they're not.
Oh.
And this part 3. Let's do part 5. Let's do part 20. It's all the same. And I feel that if people will go into in that role, let's do something new. Let's let's not mess with people's minds, but let's bring the fans into the movie, and let's put the art into it. I believe a lot of people will like that over here in the United States. They're just not accustomed to watching. But if they get a chance to watch it, I guarantee they'll like it.
Exactly. I agree.
That's my opinion. Yeah. So, how excited were you when you found out that you received the role in Field of Boy?
I was really excited. It was my first big feature film. I didn't know how big it's gonna be because the script you read it and it's a really small, intimate story. And the director, it was her first feature film, so I didn't know a lot about her. But the story was really, really good. So when they told me I got it, I was really excited because, like, besides having like a role in a big feature film, my first feature film, I knew I will have to do a lot of preparation for the role. I was a secular person, and I was supposed to play an ultra-Orthodox Jew, and I needed to grow a beard and grow like a side curl and like play all the way believable Jew. So I was really excited, and I started working like right away for 4 months, like growing the beard and like spending time with the Orthodox people and learning their nuance and learning the characters. And like building a character is one of the stuff that I love to do the most as an actor, just the preparation for that. You know that you can change yourself to being a completely different person and still try to be believable as a person.
Wow. So how long did it take you to actually, to grow the beard and get everything? How long did it take you to actually get prepped up for the movie?
We had about 4 months before we started shooting, so right away I asked the director and the production to find me someone like who can teach me, someone who's like original Orthodox Jew, and they brought me this system called Israel Iskovitz, and he's lived like in the most religious neighborhood in Tel Aviv, and he showed me around and introduced me to people and introduced me to a world that I had really almost nothing to. I didn't know a lot about before, and they just explained to me, and he took his time, and I need to sing songs in Yiddish, and I never spoke Yiddish in my life, and to sing in Yiddish was even harder, but I think I spent like 5 days a week just working on this film and trying to be as believable as I could, and we spent like with the director, which was, she was an Orthodox religious woman, and she also explained to us a lot about it. And luckily, the viewers really loved the film, and the film won Israel for Best Picture and got really a lot of success around the world and also in the U.S. And it's very, like, sometimes it do pay off and people appreciate it, so it was great.
Nice. Very nice. Now, I will ask you another question, and I'm asking this question on purpose because I've heard you in the past tell this story, and I'm gonna get you to tell the story again. And it's a two-part question. Um,
Yeah.
and ladies and gentlemen, this is worldwide. You don't even know what I'm about to ask him on this one, so I'm about to catch off guard. It was funny to me when I heard about it. Now, part one of this question is: do you feel that it's harder to land a role um, in a movie in Hollywood compared to Israel?
For sure. It's so different. In Hollywood, I feel, first of all, almost everyone in Hollywood is an actor, and sometimes too overwhelming. And a lot of people are like, oh, they all look like they're special. I feel like sometimes the talent is like the last get an audition here, and you need to work on social media, and you need to connect with people all the time just to get an audition. It's so hard. And for Israel, it's a very small industry. There's a lot of really talented people, but the industry is so small, and sometimes they don't want to cast just the best-looking guy. They want to cast the best-fitting guy, and that's something that's hard in Hollywood. Because also, when I came here, I didn't know anyone, and in Hollywood, it's like connections is the number one thing to have if you want to succeed. So succeeding with no connections at all and not knowing how the industry works, it's really hard. And yeah, just when you go to audition here, it's so weird for me because I need to carry a headshot, and it was like it's nothing like that in Israel. You just go and they have your picture and resume on the computer, but you need to print it all the time. And I know people are used to it here, but for me, I'm like here for 3 years now, and it's still weird that I need to print my photo and hold my photos like while I'm waiting for an audition and just give it to them, and it's weird. Again, when you get a part and you get an audition, it's so professional here, and really the best of the best people from all over the world working here. So while it's hard getting all these roles and auditions, you know that once you get it, you work with the best people in the industry. So that's what's motivating me to play the game. Let's call it like that.
I'm about to go to two of this question because of the story that I heard, and I want you to, after I say it, I want you to go more in depth with this because it's pretty kind of funny. But firstly, though, let you know you're kind of breaking up on us a little bit on the phone.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. All right. Now, part two of this question is I want you to tell everyone when you was actually at a tryout, and I apologize. You were actually at a tryout, and with the tryout, they asked you how many followers do you have?
This story.
And when you first heard the phrase, I heard you.
Yeah, it's one of the first auditions that I had here, and it's it was a very nice role, and I really worked hard on preparing for the audition and what I was going to do. And we started talking, just small talk with casting director, and then she asked me. It was I think the second month of living in LA, and she asked me, so tell me did the audition, and then she asked me so how many followers do you have? And I was I hope no one follows me, and I didn't know why she was excited for people to follow me, and it was weird for me. And then I asked a friend of mine who living in LA. I told him she liked my audition, but then she wanted to know if people follow me. I don't understand it. And then explained social media and stuff like that. And it was really weird for me. It's still weird that counts for something in an audition. How many followers do you have? But yeah, that was weird, and it's still weird. But yeah, it's this kind of cultural differences sometimes that I think maybe that are surprised by me and my answers, but I'm surprised by those questions. So.
And that cracked me up when I first heard it because I bet, in Israel, you all don't worry about, I guarantee it doesn't really matter that much about your social media following. to to get a role. It's more of what type of skill do you have. If you have a skill, you have to look what they're looking for. You'll get the part. But here in the United States, it's
another thing to worry about. It. I don't want to worry about it. Come on.
And that's the thing. I mean, to me, even with me, I stay in North Carolina, and the part I don't get is if I'm one of the best actors out here, why does it matter if I have 2.1 million followers? What does that have to do with that? What does that have to do with me on stage or me?
People explain to me because it's people that's going to buy the tickets, but really, I don't think all the people are following you going to watch your movie because you like a lot of followers, if you're good or not. And I don't know.
Exactly. And now, talking about watching your movies and everything, can you tell everybody worldwide right now, what other movies have you been a part of? They can actually try.
I just finished like 3 days ago shooting a short film called The Eyes of Man, and I think this movie is going to have a big effect because besides the director being a really, really talented guy, I think Eli Roth and Tarantino Martin is the next big thing over like stuff he done before. But the story itself, it's like I'm playing an Israeli. I know a stretch. I was living in a settlement in Israel, and he has his cousin, an American guy, who's coming to Israel to join the army. And we get kidnapped by 2 Palestinians. And in a way, the American becomes like flying the wall in the whole conflict in Israel and Palestine, and he hears both sides of the stories. And the movie is made in the way that there's no right and wrong, but you see that you see both sides of the story, and you see that everyone thinks you're right, and everyone thinks the other one is wrong. But at the end, I don't want to destroy the end of the movie to people because I want people to watch it. But and the actor who played the Palestinian is real Palestinian, and just to work as an Israeli with a Palestinian on a film, trying to get a message. I think that's what movies are about, and hopefully this movie will have a big effect in the world. The last film I just did. Before that, I did a lot of films in Israel. One of them called The Divide, and it did real well in a lot of Jewish films. First of all, it's just to make it short, it's about a soldier in Israel just finished boot camp and want to invite his parents who lives in a settlement to his graduation, and they are about to be evacuated from their house from the army, and they're really resenting the army, and it's like a father and son story, and it's beautifully made, and I don't want to tell you all the movies.
Okay.
In Israel, I did a lot of soldier roles. For some reason, that's the kind of typecast that I've been happened to be in. And also a kidnapped person. Now I just got kidnapped in Israel. I did a campaign for the Israeli army, acting as a soldier who just got kidnapped, warns real soldier not to get hitchhiked of the risk they could get kidnapped. So on billboards and radio and TV shows, just acting as a kidnapped soldier. Some actors, get the campaign to a fashion brand or something, a campaign for a kidnapped soldier. So that's it. And the next projects in the U.S. are going to be 2 feature films. Directed by Robert Carvel. It's a film. It was created in Sundance Institute, and it's a beautiful story. It's telling with Abigail Breslin and some other big stars that we're waiting to find a word to be in it. So it's telling the story of a girl in the Holocaust, and I'm playing a Holocaust survivor, and I was trying to help her escape. And we're going to shoot in East Europe and in LA. So I'm really excited about this one. And the other film is introduced to Judea, to the head. The life of the life. Come to my film and I'm having a hard time. And it's a great script, and really excited about this too.
Nice. Everybody, make sure you go find all of Ido films. I mean, he is a tremendous actor once again. He's doing big things, guys. His career is nowhere close to ending. Nowhere. I'm telling you, he's doing big things. Check his movies out. Even if they're foreign films, check them out, because a lot of movies he's in, even if you don't understand the language that's going on, you can watch the art of it and still actually carry on what's actually going on in this movie. Now, outside of oh yeah, of course. Now, outside of the movies, now tell us about the charity events that you're actually being part of.
Can you say it again? I didn't hear it.
What was that again?
Can you say it again? I didn't hear what you were saying.
Yes, sir. I think we're breaking up with each other, so I'm not sure exactly what's going on. Basically, I was saying, outside of acting, are you involved in any type of charity events?
Oh, yeah.
There's
charities I really care about. One of them is called Generosity. Help countries in Africa and poor countries that doesn't have water, and helps them get clean water to live. So, water is like the number one thing for humans and for every life to just stay alive. And they building up wells, and they do a lot. Just no other country wants to help. So generosity.org, that's the website for them, and people should check it out and see what they can do to help. Like every small dollar is like another clean water for a poor kid or poor family. So that's really important. And the other organization is called Yad Vashem. Yad Vashem is a big museum in Israel, which is the goal is to memorize the Holocaust survivors, because every year we lose more and more survivors, and their stories are really important to be told to the next generation in order for something like that not to happen again, and give their respect, and all the things that they've been through is not for nothing. So Yad Vashem, they have also an organization in the U.S., and we try to do what we can to memorize their stories and their journey to Israel, to the U.S., all over the place, and what they've been through really wasn't for nothing, and just to honor them. So that's a really important organization for me as a Jew and as a human being also.
Nice. I like that. I definitely like that. Both organizations, guys, make sure you check it out. Help out where you can. Because, guys, even though, as an actor, he's not Superman. We all need help, and we need to actually come out and try to help out all of these charities that's going on. He's doing big things to try to help out in his time when he's not acting. So, guys, we should be able to do the same thing. Do your part. Try to help out. Pick one charity. Pick both charities. Just go out there and help, guys, because we all need to know.
Yeah.
And like you said, for the Holocaust and everything, other generations need to know what happened and to make sure and prevent it from happening again. So, guys, make sure you check out both of them. Now, what is your ultimate goal as an actor?
I really want to tell stories. I want to do more than just entertain. I want to tell stories in a way that haven't been told before, in a way that haven't been shown before. I know it sounds really big, but I feel like a lot of people go down to the theater, feel like they know what's good. Like they watch 5 minutes of the film, they know what's going to happen, and they know where the movie's going to. And I want to tell stories that you don't know where you're going to. You're going to surprise the audience. You're going to make them get excited about films when they leave I want people when they leave my film to get excited and to have an influence for the better in their life, to make them think out of the box and more than just entertain. And I hope I will get the right projects to do it.
Nice. and I will be paying close attention myself to your movies because I believe that you really can tell a story where it's not going to be predictable, and I think that's what everybody needs is a fresh breath of air in this movie industry. As far as it goes for saying, okay, I know it's going to happen because I've seen this happen in the movie back in 1996, and the repeated stuff kind of gets old just because you have a different actor. If you still can predict the movie to the T, it's time for fresh air. And I believe, if you, I'm glad you're on the show today because I hope everyone is listening to Hollywood right now. I know there's a few listeners right now listening to Hollywood.
Yeah.
Guys, let's make something new. And I mean, you have the actor right here for the job. Let's bring it out, surprise the world for what you have going on. Now, I know you're a busy person, so I'm not going to hold you up. I do have one last question, and what advice would you give any male or female that's trying to get into the movie industry?
Yeah, three things they have to do. First of all, to have patience. Like, for some people it happens overnight after the first audition. For some people they wait 10 years and only get small roles, not even. But if you really want to do it, have the patience. And while you wait, just work on it. Try to make your craft as best as you can do. Try to go to school with as many teachers as you can. Don't just learn just one technique. Learn all the techniques. Try to do film, good acting, study it, watch people, live life. Like the best people of you real life. So just whenever you go to it's hard in LA, but if you live in New York, just go to the subway and see so many variety of people. Just stop and see what views they have. And I think you have to have thick skin business. Like no matter if you're on top or you're just starting, people will always try to put you down. People will always try to pick you out because this profession is so competitive. So you have to have thick skin and just surround yourself with good, supportive people, and then you will go far. And that's it. And love what you do. Have fun. When you act, the job is getting the job. While you act, it's not a job. You just have fun. But the job, just know that it's getting the job and do all the surroundings. Just get the audition. But when you act, just enjoy it and know why you wanted to act in the first place.
Nice. Thank you very much for this advice. People worldwide that's listening right now, take heed to that advice. If you're trying to get into the movie industry, like I say, you got to have thick skin. You got to know your craft. Make sure you do all of this, guys, and love what you're doing. Don't be all serious 24/7 and it looks good. Have fun with it, guys. Make sure. Thank you once again for coming on the show. I would love to have you back on the show in the future.
Thank you so much. It was a real pleasure, and I would love to come back.
All right, guys. Until next time, we'll catch you on the next episode of the Big Scoop with Coop.